Oh, bro, I thought that was a Modelo this whole time.
No, because you told me you weren't drinking.
What a gentleman.
So I'm not going to drink alone. You know what I mean?
I don't
So,
frown upon that, bro. Yeah.
what do you think about the $10 million studio?
It's incredible. I almost felt like a peasant walking in here. Beautiful, beautiful color scheme. Most people opt for black, but this is high quality. I love it. And this couch, that was the first thing I said when I came in here. I was like, this couch slaps, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
It's good.
I wanted to have the second podcast with you. Because you're in Miami.
Yes.
And yeah, that's it, man.
Fuck me. Geographically in pace.
We just fucking blew all the game. We blew all the fucking game.
We're fucking peaky.
This is wild. It's like this. It's like, I'm not gonna go much louder than that. You know what I mean?
You can't let a Cuban say that shit.
Facts. So talk to me, man. Talk to me about your new track with Black B-Neck, this latest release that you got going on. How did that come about? And just talk to me a little bit about that.
It was one of those organic kind of collabs that happen in a 2-week span where you can finish a track and get everything going and at least have it on a decent level where it's already playable is a miracle in the collab world. Because, when we make tracks on our own, we can kind of like push them out fast and get everything aligned. But with other people, you run into issues. But, bro, with them, and you've worked with them too. So, you know, they're guys who just, they're very like quick to the fucking punch when it comes to putting shit together. And, bro, it was an organic 2-week little fucking flip of both tracks, the Si Tu Sabes and Pain and Pleasure.
Look, man, I think for me, it's completely the opposite. When I have a deadline or I have to work with somebody, I'll like put in the effort to not only work faster, but not get in my head so much about stuff. Because I don't know why. I guess it's the deadline thing and also this is not just my responsibility. So if it sucks, it's sort of your fault.
For sure. For sure. No, it's true. It's like there's collabs bring out some weird, like, it just brings out weird energy sometimes in that sense where you feel like there's like some conjoined like responsibility, but you both want to like respect each other's choices creatively, but también you're like, you want to kind of do your own thing too. But that's why working with them on that collab was pretty organic because I brought the elements. I brought my girl. She did the vocals. Originally, I had written the vocals at home. My girl recorded the first draft of the Pain and Pleasure thing. And then we brought her back in and we recorded it properly in their studio with that freaking Slate mic that they have, bro.
Yeah.
Anything Slate is just...
They have that one.
It slaps. Their product slaps. So
let me get your volume up a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Now that I'm not yelling like a savage.
You calmed down now. There you go. Now you're in fucking red.
The tranquilizers kicked in. Okay, sorry. No, it kind of...
You're good. You're good.
Slate products, bro. They're fucking amazing. She recorded that vocal real quick, and then the rest came together organically. I kind of already came with stems with certain parts, and it was fast.
I do like collabs and I like remix deadlines just because I know, like, all right, I can just push myself to do that while I give myself time to work on my own music. How does the process differ with Black B-Neck or by yourself? Like when you're working by yourself, how do you start? Because I know you play bass. Are you like playing bass and figuring stuff out, or are you going into the drums or the melody? How does that work?
The drums is the first and foremost. I mean, bro, when I was little, the first instrument I first learned anything musically about was drums. I started playing when I was 5 and I played till I was 15, and I took lessons and everything. So for some reason, when I first even heard house music in the real context, the drums was always what drew me to the sound. It was the vocals in house music, of course, iconic and shit, but there was something about the drums and hearing how like a drum machine could have so much groove if you programmed it that way blew my fucking mind. I was like, okay, so I take that approach when I make the beats, because if like I was saying earlier outside before this podcast, that if the drum loop initially, when I start creating a drum loop, if the loop itself doesn't kind of move me already, if I'm not moving in my seat back and forth, like feeling the groove of it, then the drums are already off. Like I'm not doing something right, because the whole genre is based on that groove. So I always go drums first. I go kick, go snare, hi-hat, and then I start on the toms. I always kind of image my toms a little bit, and in between the toms and the kick, there has to be something interesting going on. Like, there just has to be. I don't understand how some people don't really pay attention to the tom so much, but obviously, I mean, I'm talking to the tom master, so some say the tom extraordinaire, so I don't know, bro. It's the process with the drums is everything.
So, yeah, I'm the same. I work mostly on the drums first. Like if I'm making breaks, it's got to be the 808 with the drums first. And when I'm making ghetto house, I'm doing tom bass lines like drum machine stuff. And I think I talked about this with Black Beanie before. I have the Electron analog rhythm, and I just love the way it works. Like just making beats and having fun with it.
For sure.
I have like a bunch of 909 sounds, 707 sounds, 808 sounds in there. It's just a fucking blast.
It's kind of like a jammy setup, right? Like you kind of like jam on it, almost like in a sense, like you.
You have a lot of like automation settings that make it super fun.
That's awesome.
But
it's a different way of doing it too, compared to me, because I don't really use controllers like that. But I am a MIDI person. I like using MIDI racks. I like almost doing. If you look at my channels, it's mostly MIDI, and then I'll use drum racks and stuff. And I don't really use audio files. Some people produce more with audio, but I'm really a MIDI person. I'm always about playing stuff in. I like the natural drag of my human touch, and I have to redo it a few times, of course, because you're always gonna kind of push it. Sometimes you hold back, you like drag a little too much or whatever, you don't get the groove right. But those perfect little accidents, when you get the pocket just right and you hear it in the loop, you're like, damn, that's the perfect fucking little pocket. You can never quantize that and make it. It's a natural thing. So
I get you, man. I do both. I guess I do a lot of different processes just to keep things interesting,
for sure.
But I did find that I don't get half as creative when it comes to drums if I'm just like putting them in.
Yeah.
Even MIDI or audio. Because I end up coming back with the same sound. If you listen to my tracks and you hear like very original sounding stuff, it's most likely I made it on a drum machine. Because if I see the grid, I'm going to follow the grid.
For sure.
Instead of doing it by myself.
It influences the way you're approaching it. It's just not the normal way sometimes. Granted, we still like, just like you, I use several processes. Sometimes I'll even use the groove pool in Ableton. I'll do some things like that just to not fall in the same process of approaching everything the same. But there really is a fuck ton of way. I know people use track delay on Ableton. I don't. That's something I don't personally use. I'm kind of weird. I zoom in I hyper zoom and I nudge.
Terrible.
With the keyboard. I know. Some people have seen me make tracks and they're like, how are you getting the hats to swing? And I'm like this. I zoom in super close and I start nudging and I just listen.
There's a lot of swing in samples already. And
you have to be careful.
Even with
you have to be careful.
Like when the hats are inside of the sampler, they're never exactly on time.
For sure.
So there's swing there. And that's... I mean, I don't use the milliseconds like exclusively to create swing, but when I feel something is early or something is late and I want to move it, that's how I use it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because imagine if I have to select everything on the channel, like move it a little bit.
It's literally me, the psycho.
I hate that.
I sit there like an idiot. And the thing is, I've turned on the delay and I've tried messing with it, and sometimes it just doesn't feel. I don't know, bro. Sometimes you get stuck doing something the wrong way for so long. Okay, you just figure out how to do it, and you're just like, okay, it works.
Okay, so talk to me about something. I mean, you play a lot of instruments. Do you know music theory? Did you study that?
Yeah. The instrument I ended up taking seriously was bass.
Okay.
That's the instrument that I was like, okay, if I'm gonna learn how to read.
And at first you were like, I'm never getting laid, and then you figured out, I'm making electronic music, and that's the perfect instrument.
It all worked out in the end, bro. It's kind of like, the long game. It's the goal, it's the destination, not the journey. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna miss out for a little bit, and then finally I was like, damn.
I regret not playing bass. I really do. I played guitar, And I really do regret not playing bass. I think it would be awesome to have just, drop a funky bass
For
line
sure.
every once in a while.
For sure. And I've gotten more in tune with doing that. But back to the whole theory thing. I mean,
has it helped you a lot?
Yeah, okay, let me say something. The actual theory itself is very limited in terms of some people use chord structures in theory, like using modes and stuff. You're not really applying that too much in this music. What I do really appreciate all the ear training and the music theory and all that stuff is the ear training. It's the ability to hear a kick and know if it's F or F sharp or E, and having some sort of relative pitch. I don't have perfect pitch, but I do know G, E, F, and F sharp pretty much from memory. Like if I hear it, I can tell you what it is.
I could never do that, but I do find myself selecting stuff that is in key.
For sure.
So subconsciously, I did get to the point where I do that, but I couldn't be just like, all right, that's that. No fucking way.
It's weird. That's kind of a weird skill that you kind of have to train too. And it took me a while of training it. It was weird, but it gets weird as fuck because I have tinnitus in my right ear, and it rings. I have it too. It rings in B. So like if I'm making a track that's in fucking like G flat or A sharp, literally there's like certain dissonance that I'm like. But it depends because my tinnitus rings up certain times way worse than others. But there's been moments where I'm literally hearing B and I'm like, where the fuck is that B coming from? And then I'm like, ee.
Yo.
So yeah, it's weird. But dude, all that shit was really fine-tuned because I've always had good relative pitch, but I got fine-tuned playing jazz and doing ear training in school and all that kind of shit. So
you know what happens to me? I always hear the alarm at night.
Which alarm? You have an alarm?
Yeah, I have an alarm. Yeah, yeah. I live in a house. All right, I have an alarm. The other day, a homeless guy tried to come into my house, man.
What?
Yeah, and he looks at me, and I'm like, "The fuck are you doing, man?"
He's like,
because he was clearly not here to rob me. Yeah. I mean, he probably was, but he was just trying to, trying doors.
Yeah.
Right?
He wasn't that motivated. He wasn't gonna fucking.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Yo, get off my property, or I'm gonna shoot you." And I'm like, I don't have a gun, but, you say what you need to say.
Yeah, it's like, what does he know?
Whatever, dude.
Pull out the fucking Moog.
God damn it. So, we met a while back. Mm-hmm. I think you're just a cool guy in general. You're very relaxed.
Thank you.
You live your own life your own way. I would say you don't play the social media game, in a sense. But what do you think about that? Do you need to play the social media game to make it? Or can you, walk your own path and still have people find your music and figure you out without it?
That's a very deep question. I think if you, if you're an insanely good writer, if you kill it within the production level, I feel like you can make a killing as an artist to some extent. You might not be. I mean, you could make a name for yourself in the industry, maybe as a ghostwriter. But if you want to play the artist game, truly, like what you're saying, the artist game, as an artist, you do got to play that game to some extent. I'm slowly learning it because I come from the world of posting videos of me just playing music, like playing instruments. And that's my idea of just sharing what I'm into, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, what's up, dudes? Hit subscribe, like, and smash that.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
It's hard, but we all kind of fall into it at some point.
Because it's like I learned how to do it. I actually hate when people are on social media and we're just like eating food and stuff, and everybody's on their phone.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
I hate that shit.
Yeah,
I don't want to be that guy. But then I'm like, if I don't post something, then there's no content. If there's no content when I post music, people won't see it. So you got to sort of do it. But I did try to find my own way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I did the roast, and that's what I'm doing the podcast. And I thought not only for me, but for the people that I believe are good producers and are making their own music, they deserve to have their personality out there. And just, I want the people watching this to get to know you and get to know me. Sure. Outside of just like, yo, what's good? Here's the new track. It's dropping right now. What up? And on this podcast, I don't do plugs. I don't do anything. We just talk and we just hang out. On the roast, I definitely like. I'm just like every 10 minutes. I'm like, oh,
So, bro, link in bio. Link in bio.
I mean, I don't do that, but I do. I go with like definitely hit the follow button. I mean, it's if you
No,
don't
you have
say
to,
it, people
bro.
won't understand it. But I don't use clickbait. I try to give back as much as I can.
For sure. No, you do it, bro. You do it in the most wholesome way possible, and I
mean,
think that's the important thing. That if you're gonna play the game, at least do it from a genuine place, so that people don't think it's coming from that like I got
I think
more
you
traffic.
gotta be realistic
Yeah.
on what you can do. Like
Yeah.
I can do the roast. Like I can listen to people's tracks and tell them, hey, this needs this.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't mixed the right way. I know I can do that. It's not an incredible amount of work for me.
Yeah.
It's a lot more work to just go and make videos for social media than do this or hang out with you. Like we're friends. I'm happy to sit down and just shoot the shit.
For sure.
So it's not work. It's fun. And hopefully this thing, like, I would love to do this. This is fun.
Yeah, dude. This is a genuine, like, just talking shit and just mulling over things. It doesn't feel like a task. And that tends to be the weird thing about the whole social media shit. It becomes almost like a scheduled thing, and like you feel anxiety.
Also,
like mad anxiety from.
There's this whole thing happening right now with Tech House, right? Tech House is the new EDM.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%.
What EDM DJs were doing, so Steve Aoki and all these people, now Tech House DJs are doing that. They're creating this, like, I'm a party personality, and like, let's get fucked up and film it, and I'm here with a bunch of girls and stuff. When clearly, I gotta say, man, 99% of you are nerds. Music producers in general, we all are.
It's true.
Right?
True. It's a facade.
If you're making your own music, you're all fucking nerds. That's not cool, man. That's not the guy that gets girls.
Yeah, it's not the conversation starter at the club.
For sure. So the question is, would you be better off just like pretending or let's say giving out this image of that you're clubbing 24/7 and going crazy? Because I gotta say, it's not realistic. If you are doing that, then you're not making your own music.
For sure. I mean, dude, how far are you gonna stretch that whole gimmick? It gets to a certain extent where it's like, to what level is that gimmick gonna go? Like, okay, people party, we get it. People party and they have a good time, bro. I love to party. I love to rave. I love to do. But to a certain extent, it's like it comes off fake after a while, and it doesn't like. This is also a craft. I mean, so it's like there's kind of like I don't know if it's a lack of respect, but it's a weird way to brand your entire musical entity around something that's not musical inherently. Like, that's the problem. To me, that's the problem with it.
It's working.
No, it does work. Because like you said, it's the new EDM. So it's like we're not trying to now cater to only real producer-minded people, like actual headed people that like are heady when it comes to that kind of stuff, como like gear and
there's no money in niche.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no money in niche.
I came from a scene that was all that. Like, I came from the metal and the rock scene, bro. We're talking about the best website for people to talk about music in the metal scene is a website called 7 String Forum, and all it is people talking about gear.
That's forums. Like Gear Sluts.
It's like Gear Sluts. Yeah, it's like
Gear Sluts is not Gear Sluts anymore. I think it's Gear something.
Yeah, no, because
Sluts is demeaning.
It's too spicy.
And I don't know, what is it now?
I don't know.
It's Gear
Sucias.
I mean, for sure.
It's true.
That's such a hit. The same thing happened with that. I had the t-shirt before, the Chinatown Market brand.
Oh, yeah.
They had to drop Chinatown from it. And they lost all of that branding, but now they're market, which is even dumber.
Yeah.
Right?
It makes even less sense. You're like, what?
Yeah. I would have never buy one of those t-shirts. I bought it because it was a charity thing. So if you bought it, you were giving that money to charity.
It was a very good cause.
And you would get the t-shirt. So I got it. And I got the t-shirt. It's such shitty fucking quality. I was like, I'm so glad that money went to charity because this is a terrible t-shirt. And anybody who wears this has no idea about clothing. Also, shout out. There you go. ShopBrokenEnglish.com.
Yeah,
go
that's
do
true.
that.
I have one of them. They're
and
super comfy.
This is quality, bro.
No, shit is comfy.
I wear these all the time.
I wear that shit to the gym. And people were like, "What the fuck does that shirt? What is it saying?" I'm like, "You don't even know." You don't
Long
listen."
sleeves, long sleeves as well. I don't know. I've thought about it a lot. I've been thinking about it. Like when it comes to, this influencer DJs that are coming up now, and a lot of these TikTok guys and girls that are becoming DJs and now they're like headlining festivals. It's it's sort of a difficult position to be in. You want to be positive, you want to not care about it, but at the same time, even not for myself, but for the producers and DJs I respect, it's kind of shitty because I'm like, yo, that's another person's place that could be there, getting their music out.
It's a lot, to be honest, on a personal level. The saltiness that comes from that sometimes is kind of like you have to kind of almost control yourself, because you could get so negative about that shit. Like, that's something I get really negative about, but I try not to be. You don't ever want to be a hater. You don't want to be somebody who's like trying to impede or like stop somebody else's good time or like their rise, because I mean, it's not good to be like that. But at the same time, are you not gonna be salty when you're seeing people who have not put in any of the work, have not done really the groundwork? To me, music is something that you pay respect to. If you're gonna participate, you're gonna have to be respectful of the people who have put in triple the amount of time that you have, and then come from this place of like, I just learned how to DJ a year ago and I'm fucking headlining fucking Ultra. I'm back to back with fucking KFC fucking Colonel Sanders at Ultra. Like,
the people that like the music that we make will find it, and if it's also our choice. I say it all the time. I make music because I enjoy making music, and that gives me the freedom to make the music I want to make.
For sure.
And that's why I make weird shit that I enjoy, and that's about it.
I feel like first and foremost, that's the most important thing.
Facts.
Like, if you're not having fun,
like I 100% know that I could jumpstart my career just by going tech house. I don't even have to go like pop. I could just go tech house and already get twice as many gigs. Or you could even go poppier and hookier and get more, but that's not my goal.
No, for sure.
I'm good with money. I'm pretty decent with my money.
Your incentive is literally.
It's just like I want to have fun, man.
It's
I want to have fun. I want to hang out with my friends.
For sure.
I want to go to camp out and party for 4 days.
Yeah.
Like we will.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a blast, man.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be cool. I'm really hyped about that. I'm too bad I couldn't like get the RB. What are you saying? What are you doing?
I'm still trying to figure all that out because it's money's tight. So I'm just trying to figure out that whole situation. But I'm gonna get out there for sure.
So I think I'm just gonna do the hotel, man. And I don't know, which might be a double-edged sword, because I might do the hotel and then just keep staying inside of the festival.
Just find a tent to just
yeah. So that's what I'm really afraid of. I'm really afraid of ending up at the festival anyways every night.
For real. You're just gonna be like, what the hell did I pay for that hotel?
But I mean, you've been there before. You've been to
No, I've never been.
You haven't been to West Coast?
Never been to any camp out.
Oh man.
Not East Coast or West Coast.
West Coast is a different animal. It's very special. It's another thing. Like, I really loved camping. I think it's just a great event. And being able to sleep at their hotel room,
bro,
is golden.
There's something magical about
golden,
that shit. Man. It feels so high class, man. For a rave environment. That feels high class when you're like, I can go take a shit in my own bathroom. It's just like the greatest feeling on earth, bro. Porta potties at
ordering food. Ordering food,
yeah. I mean,
ordering food, getting the food that you want, and just having like a midday nap is. I don't know what to tell you.
No, it's god tier shit. Like that's pampered.
But West Coast is another level. First of all, it's like 5 times as many people. And what is it, 2-3 stages? It's sort of 3 stages, like 2.5. It's amazing, man. It's really special. I'm not a festival guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a festival guy at all. I've never really enjoyed them. I used to party a lot, right? But I partied in Ibiza, and I partied around Europe, and like since I was 16, 17. Yeah. You know what these guys are doing on TikTok now? I was doing that
off the gram
at 17. Off like the gram, no bro. Instagram. I had already seen all of that. So when I came to clubs here or I came to a festival, it was
You're
like,
like me.
this is not it. This is not it. This is
Yeah.
very plastic.
Yeah,
Or
for
it
sure.
was.
For sure.
But when I got to West Coast, it was like everybody was there because they enjoyed that music. They were open, friendly, and yeah, man, it was just such an excellent time.
That's kind of, to be honest, when I went to camping, like that was my first, not my first Dirty Bird event because I went to Dirty Bird Players Ball home base at the same hotel. They did it like 2 years before.
Oh, home base, yeah.
And it was a lot of fun and I had a great time. But at camping, I especially felt like that lack of kind of like people. Nobody had really an ego. Everybody was there for the vibes and to like even if it's your first interaction with somebody, you're already talking like your friends. Like I noticed with everybody, I would run into random people in the hallways and shit and just make friends instantly. So it's like, who doesn't like that vibe, bro? Everybody was there for the music and to vibe. Nobody was there to be fucking crazy. Like compared to other festivals, you do spot a lot of fake ass people that are not there at all for the music. You're just like, why are you even here?
Look, I mean, and I don't even care if you're not there for the music, but there was not one time where somebody bumped into me and looked at me bad.
No, yeah, none of that aggressive.
Not
I'm gonna fucking fight you for stepping on my toes.
Not one time that happened, and for me, that's so amazing. Like, just go anywhere here. First 5 minutes, somebody's gonna hit you on the shoulder and give you that, yo, what's good, man?
2 seconds of space, you're getting stepped on, and then you have Chad yelling in your ear his life story, trying to hit on a girl while you're trying to watch.
And then I'm like in this kung fu movie where all my 10 years of Muay Thai are running through my head. Like, is this gonna be it or not? But I never do it, man.
We'll get tossed out.
Be safe. Be good. Be good people.
It's not worth it.
Don't get into dumb arguments.
Assault charges are not worth it, bro.
Yeah, in the U.S. you go to jail. That's the thing. They might even hit you, and if you respond and actually beat them, the cops might come pick you up. So just don't do it. Just don't do it. Stay positive and plur. Okay? Plur it out.
Well, the serotonin is running low.
Keep it plur. I said, I'm not much of a raver. I'm not much of a festival guy, but I'm a music guy since I was, basically born, and I definitely am a party guy.
Yeah.
But I like clubs
for sure
more than festivals. That's it.
I completely feel you. It's two different experiences entirely. Personally, I've had good festival experiences. I've had some that were me.
There's different festivals,
Yeah.
Like I used to go to Sonar in Barcelona. I think what I don't like is 1,000 people crushed like sardines looking at a stage that is a kilometer away. That's what I don't like.
That shit is a little weird. I will say because sometimes it's like you don't even know where the DJ is.
Yeah,
you're like, this is a production. It's like a fucking set.
You're there and you're like, yo, can you get the live stream on your phone because we can see who the hell is playing?
Bro, I swear to God, 2018 EDC, when I was watching, I think it was like on the not the main stage, but the secondary stage where they sometimes played dubstep. They had like Chami and Mala and all these people playing. Dog, you couldn't even tell who the fuck was playing. You would have to look at the schedule because you're like, who's the? And then even if they had it lit up, you can't see shit. After a while, I was like, and everybody's so fucked up. They probably think they're still listening to the DJ from 6 o'clock, and they're like, oh, it's 9 o'clock already. It's like it's a different experience. I personally, the first time I went to a club was 2018.
What?
Club Space in 2018. I had never gone to a club.
Really?
No, the first time was Koyo with you and Black V-neck.
Wow.
I don't even consider that a club. I consider that a room. That's a room pretty much.
That's a nice
that room is
club.
dope as fuck. It is dope as fuck.
A little club, but it's cool.
Yeah, no. And the sound was good in there, and you guys were fucking throwing down, and that was the first time in any environment like that I've ever been. I came from a different scene entirely. I came from metal and rock.
You came from metal,
Warped Tour, and all that bullshit.
The thing is, I've been in the house thing since I was 10 years old. Like just listening to electronic music and going to clubs to listen to it. Like that's what I like the most. I like all kinds of music, but for me, it's always been Also in Europe, it's like house music is on the radio a lot. And it's been there. for the longest time. So it's normal. Like I think in the States, it's only been a few years where you get a couple of electronic music songs in mainstream radio.
Yeah, and it's still pretty spread
Like
out.
still like from Rihanna or like
Yeah.
you found love in a heartless
Yeah,
place.
and Calvin Harris in the back.
That's the one, Carlin Harris. When are you moving to LA, man, to become your true influencer self? I know, but like that's a real question though. Like, what do you think about the LA scene? And do you think that you need to move to LA to actually, have a music career, or can you have it in any city in the States?
Maybe not every city. Where we're from, Miami, hell yeah. I mean, bro. I love Miami, dude.
Oh.
And as much as I hate Miami, because we all hate Miami, we hate it to some extent. There's things we all hate about it, but we love it too because
All due respect, where's the scene here?
that's a good question. The scene is kind of spread thin. I mean, we do
Where's
have
the scene?
the thing is there's a lot of local cliques, and I think that's what this whole scene is just a bunch of local cliques of promoters and DJs.
In my opinion, man, when it comes to Miami, Miami 5 or 6 years ago, I think was excellent. Five years ago was great. There were a lot of small house clubs in Wynwood, and there were a few house nights and tech house nights. But now, and not even now after COVID, like pre-COVID, I think there's Link Miami Rebels with Space and Floyd. And I wouldn't know. I couldn't name anything else. Just let me know.
You're 100% right. The thing is, bro, I showed up to the scene in 2018, so I wasn't even there
so
for
you
the
didn't
glory
even.
days. I don't have like a reference.
You didn't live it, but yeah, it was good, man. Like you would just go to Wynwood and you would go to the back of Coyo, and then they would have house a lot of days, and you would go even to 1-800-Lucky, and well, that was further ahead, but there were a lot of spots where you would listen to house music and tech house, and you would go to Trade because Trade was Link Miami Rebels when Space wasn't, and I do think Link Miami Rebels have done amazing stuff. They brought way better DJs than they used to bring to Space before them. But they just took over so well that there's not a lot else going on. Maybe in Fort Lauderdale?
Yeah, there's more of a scene now in Fort Lauderdale. They have the venue place. There's a few. There's more of a scene coming, but you're really right that it is dominated by Link and Space. Pretty much, there really isn't anything else.
That's dope. I love it, but I would love to see smaller things come up. I think it would be cool, even just for me to go just listen to music.
No, for sure.
Because I don't want to go to Space all the time. Going to Space is a whole I feel like I want to bring a backpack,
It is. It's a fucking journey.
All right,
bro.
we're gonna go to Space. All right, you gotta get ready. The headliner is gonna go on at 5 a.m. We gotta get there. We gotta either call somebody to try to get back, or pay $75 or something like that. So it's a whole thing. And sometimes on a Saturday, I want to have a tequila and listen to some house music at a nice place without doing the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I love Space Park though.
Yeah, no, Space Park is...
Yeah, I dig that a lot. I like that vibe.
The vibe of that, and
really
like the actual spacing of it is perfectly set up. The sound and everything was phenomenal. So
that's dope shit.
That shit is dope. But the thing is, we could only hope that more opportunities through events like that pop up. But I mean, 1-800-Lucky is kind of a good spot to go on a random day.
Yeah,
if you want to kind of like catch a vibe, it's still a good spot for sure. They'll have good artists playing on any random weekend. So that's a good spot. Bro, past that, I really can't think of any other spot. To be honest, you kind of stumped me right now. I just thought it. And I was thinking even pre-COVID, everything.
That's why I'm asking, man. That's why I'm asking, because in LA there are gigs every weekend, multiple gigs, house gigs that sometimes I do think about it. But when it comes to scene, like, wow, here you have it so much more complicated. You gotta you gotta go play gigs in Orlando or go play gigs outside of Florida, but you don't have the option of there's a ton of stuff going on here.
No, it's true. It's literally like fishing in an empty pond at this point in terms of gigs in Miami. You gotta really get lucky.
They're all also in LA. They're all meeting up.
Oh
Like
yeah.
all of the people that are on Dirty Bird that are making music that we know, they're all together all the time, playing together, collaborating.
No, you can't argue the state, at least of the communities of music within the states.
Yeah.
Here it's gotten pretty ridiculous, bro.
I mean,
And then
the people that I know that make music is you and Black V-neck here, and that's basically it.
yeah, pretty much for like our sound and our style is. It's kind of weird. But you would expect more You would expect more production to come out of the city.
For sure.
To be honest, like at a higher caliber, you would expect more. But I think the whole party culture and the promoter culture is pretty much what promoter culture ends up being in any fucking place, where it's just these people who are not really pushing the music side of things. They're only focusing on the party things and making a final budget at the end of the night, getting their money in, and filling pockets of other people. And it's like all that shit affects the mainframe of the whole community, because then people are not doing it for the right reasons. And at least you could say that people in LA, maybe not all of them are doing it for the right reasons, but they're at least have a community. Like there's a sense of community.
They have a ton of events, man, and they have also the crowd to fill it. And here,
that too.
Here, reggaeton took over pretty hard, and there's just a lot of reggaeton clubs, man. A lot of reggaeton clubs that took over the house clubs, and that happened. I mean, there's Treehouse. Now that I think about it, there's Treehouse. I haven't heard of any DJ I wanted to see at Treehouse yet, but I know my friend Leo plays at Treehouse every once in a while.
No, Treehouse is dope. Treehouse is probably one of the last standing ones that is, one, a good location, two, great sound.
Electronic music.
So at least we have that, but still, bro, it's
not a lot.
It's kind of weird considering we're the free state, the state that's open and not locked down.
Look, man, I think I'm a haircut away from making reggaeton. I'm just like, you get one of those lines, man, and start making reggaeton.
That's it. No, what do you think I got this, bro? I'm already putting together a mixtape.
I mean, talk to me about that shit, bro. Come on.
Bro, I had been waiting a long time to get a face tattoo, and I don't know, man. I thought it was the right time.
And you thought, like, let's go with a fucking Pirates of the Caribbean.
Espada, yeah. Traditional. Imported, but no, I always had
that's from your EP?
Oh yeah, no, this is from the Dirty Bird EP, and that's what I originally came in for, was this piece, and it came out fucking dope. And
it looks good. It looks good.
Shout out my artist Adrian. He fucking killed it. He's Venezolano también. He came like 5 years ago.
I don't have any tattoos, man.
They're not for everyone, bro. It's like, first of all, it's some masochistic, psychotic shit. You know how bad it hurt to get the inside of the knuckle like that? You see this little piece right here?
I think it looks dope.
It looks dope.
I just I have commitment issues with it when it comes to that. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna put it on and then I'm gonna hate it in a couple months and I'm gonna get stressed out because I have this thing that.
Dude.
So,
for sure.
The only thing I could tattoo would be like something about my family or something like that that you're not gonna hate.
You're not gonna see your mom's name one day and be like, God damn it,
fuck you, man.
Fucking no, bro, it's not for everyone. And to be honest, I have this weird personality trait, and I'm like super decisive. If I want something, or I know something that I want, I know that I want it. I don't really second guess it. I'm not that kind of person.
That's awesome. That's a good trait to have, man.
Either that or I fuck up really bad. And then the following 4 years, I'm like,
good Lord,
double-edged sword. But
so let's do like a rapid fire thing. Do you have any books you recommend on music production?
Books on music production? Dude, not off the top of my head. I don't think I've ever read a book on music production.
What's the best tip you have for any music producer? It could be starting out or even anybody.
Leveling
your
elements properly, and 2, spacing your elements properly. Those are like the 2 things that I wish somebody would have fucking told me at the beginning, that how important it is to have levels in relation to elements and how they should stack on top of each other like a fucking sandwich. Just like if you don't have your levels right, nothing falls into place the right way. It stumps a lot of people. And also spacing, because people won't know whether elements should sit on the side, should be imaged, shouldn't be right in your face. That's something that you emphasize a lot on in your roast. Yeah. And it's something that could like change the game for me. From if you listen to my first productions till now, the imaging is like a huge difference. There's like an actual understanding of space in a mix. So I think that's probably the first two things you could tell anybody, and in any genre. It's not even just electronic music, because and if you're producing any genre, like things have to sit right, and that's the fundamental of it sitting right. And let's not get into EQ and all that shit, but honestly,
I mean, so what's your favorite piece of gear if you have any?
to be honest, my favorite piece of gear right now is my Moog, my Sub 37, just because that thing has like. I can't explain it. It just sounds so
Different. Yeah.
fucking good. Like there's like a fucking
Fullness.
Yeah, it's like a fullness. It's hard to explain, and I don't want to be the fucking cliche. It's analog, bro. You know, I don't want to like just say it, but
It is.
it's analog, bro. It just sounds fucking great, and I spent a lot of money on it. And sometimes when you pull the trigger on a $1,700 piece of equipment, you might get regret if you don't know how to use it
Well, how much is
properly.
it?
$1,700, yeah. So, and then I was looking at the profits, and I was like, cool, let me get a profit. Dave Smith profit, and $5K. And I was like, what
are you talking about?
I was like, I'm not a fucking, what the fuck? I went on a Turia, and I was like, let me get those emulations real quick.
Nah, man.
I got the plug-in profit that sounds...
I don't remember what the analog rhythm costs, but it's a lot.
Yeah, no, they're pricey.
It's a lot. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't have that much stuff. So let's say if you bought the Moog and you just bought that and you became an expert with it, I think it's worth it.
For sure.
The problem is if you buy the Moog and then you buy another one and then you buy another synth and then you're like, I need the profit and then I need that and then I need that. And then you end up playing, your MIDI keyboard.
No, for sure. No.
That's where the hole is for me. That's why I have one drum machine. I mean, the Behringer 808 cost me like $180 or something. So like I'm okay. I'm okay spending that.
Shout out Behringer. You guys are the fucking gods. I love you.
Or not. Please don't burn me in the comments. Like I respect the original people and all that.
Oh no, I respect them too. But yeah. Behringer, your price points.
Don't clip this. And I have my Novation Peak. I don't really need anything else. I mean, I would actually spend more money on processing gear.
For sure. No, to be honest, I've learned that the hard way too, that the processing gear is actually outboard gear, actual DACs, good DACs, everything. All that kind of shit is way more important at the end of the...
Every 6 months, I think about spending $2,000 on the Culture, like a distortion box. Every 6 months, I'm like, should I do that? And then I'm like, bro, you really... What are you doing, bro? Like, why don't you go to Bale and ski for a week instead of doing that? But it does happen, man.
No, so you might have to do it someday. I'm not gonna stop you.
When I'm feeling rich as hell, I'll do it. But right now, I'm just surviving.
When that Bitcoin go up.
I don't have any cryptocurrencies. Do not listen to this man. I don't have anything.
Sorry, I was speaking solely about myself.
The IRS entered the chat. And he said, I don't have absolutely anything. I don't even know what that is. Okay? I don't know what that is.
¿Qué es eso?
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, bro. What's literally, if you were to play an instrument super well, like God tier level, what now after all these years of seeing all these, because mine has changed.
I mean, I think it would be very useful for me to be very good at piano.
Yeah. That's honestly after the shift. After a while, piano was the one I learned last and the least amount of like comfortability and being able to play it and pick up on things is piano for me. But it's because I chose it last, and I think back on it, I'm like, playing guitar is awesome. Don't get me wrong, and I actually got this weird MIDI controller. It's not in my possession yet. It was a GoFundMe Kickstarter campaign, so they're still trying to put it together. But
the one with the colors?
It's the one called the Jammy. I don't know if you heard about it.
That's such a scam, bro.
It's like, yeah, no, I'm probably gonna receive a box with a fucking turd in it. It's gonna have a little.
That shit has been a GoFundMe for like 7 years.
No, yeah, and I keep getting an email every month from the guy. I don't know what his name is. Something. He's European, and he's just like, "Oh, we're looking for new chips. We're looking for new chips." And
I know this is a small podcast, but if you want to send over the MIDI thing so I can try it out, send it over. And if you want to sponsor the show, hit me up. Okay, hit me. Liquid Death, come hit me up. I know you sponsor a lot of shitty podcasts. So
Do it.
let's do this thing.
Do it. But yeah, no, that
Tastes just like water.
I've seen that on so many podcasts. The Liquid
Oh yeah,
Death.
that's why I did it. It's like it's a plant there, so I can get the sponsorship.
I know you're smart, man.
So yeah, piano, man. I would definitely like to be very good at piano. I think it's the most useful instrument because it just translates to everything else.
Yeah, all the voicings are there.
So
Bass, everything, harmony,
I
melodies, everything.
I know a little bit, and every once in a while I'm like, I'm gonna get a piano teacher, and then I'm like, just imagine me sitting with like this 70-year-old woman teaching me piano on a Wednesday, and I'm like, you know, I don't know about that. It's like when I learned guitar and I was sitting down and I was like just trying to play AC/DC and stuff, stuff like that. And this dude was like, you have to learn the Spanish guitar first. And I was like, you know what?
Trying to show you how to use your thumb and everything.
I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So I will eventually do it. I think I'm trying to do this thing called like learn piano in 21 days.
What is it, like a fucking 10-step program?
Oh, just an internet scam, you know what I mean? That's what that is for sure. So you got any like underground artists that you want to shout out? We should recommend the people.
Bro, to be honest, and he's not really that underground.
Black
really.
Beanic.
Yeah, definitely them. I love you guys. I'm not talking shit. Wyatt Marshall, bro.
Wyatt Marshall?
I know he's not
more famous than you.
I know, that's what I'm saying. He's not really underground, but in my mind, the minimal tech shit that he makes is just like
I'm just kidding, man.
It's not like, you feel me? It's not the most mainstream kind of tech.
Nah, he's dope,
shit,
man. He's dope.
But he just makes stuff that like, from a mixing standpoint plus sound selection,
he's good.
He just makes dope ass shit. Like, I can't really, like, say why I would bring him up in this conversation, but, like, lately, everything I've run into that he makes, I keep going back to it and playing it. I'm like, this is, like... And, obviously, I don't make minimal tech exclusive. I've had some tracks that are more minimal sounding, but I don't make minimal tech. But I do...
I'm gonna make minimal reggaeton. So. I am. I think that would be the move, man. I know I'm cutting you off. And
No, you're good. I want to hear this.
So, I actually met one of the guys from... Proyecto Uno, and he was like, yo, hit me up. I'm thinking about it so much, like I want to hit him up because I want to make a El Tiburón remix, but they're gonna want me to do something with like the new album. So I'm keeping that card there. I might do it. Dude, like I said, I might do it. I might just get the line,
For sure.
Just get the line for and start. I want to make a merengue house EP.
For sure.
I might hit you up for that.
No,
so if you could help me out with some live instruments.
For sure. No, dude,
Solo te quiero amar. Solo te quiero abrazar. Solo te quiero amar. That's the vibe. Well, man.
Oh, yeah, bro.
This has been very cool. Where can the people follow you, check out your music? What stuff do you have coming up next? It's time to hit the plugs.
Okay, we're hitting all the plugs. Dipzy 305 is usually my handle on almost everything, so you can find me there. If you can't, just put Dipzy by itself, but do not put it with an S because you will get Teletubbies. You do not want to click on that, nor do I want to get sued. So, Teletubbies, whoever owns the Teletubbies, please do not sue me.
Is Dipzy a Teletubby?
He is, but with an S, and he's the green one.
Is that where the name comes from?
Sadly. It doesn't come directly inspired from that, but after the fact, I was like, oh shit, that's a Teletubby. But I went too far. I had already made the handles. You know when you make the Facebook page, the email and everything, and you just don't backstep. Just like, are you trying to get rid of the periods in between your name? Were you able to do that finally?
Look,
I just touched on a...
No, I am. I'm trying to do it. I'm waiting for the right moment, I think. I'm waiting for the right moment.
Is it hard to like do a full overhaul on that shit? Or?
It's not hard. I mean, you can start any time. Mm-hmm. The problem is like if you want to sort of keep your catalog, then it's hard to do.
For sure.
And also, Ernesto doesn't work because I can't just be Ernesto. It needs to be something else. It needs to be, Ernesto with a 3 or whatever. But I can't just do Ernesto because if I do Ernesto, it's going to be, first of all, impossible to find. And then I had to add something. So I might call myself Ernesto Salazar, but that's definitely a tech house DJ. And it's 100% a tech house DJ that goes back to back with Marco Carola. So I don't know about that. What do you guys think? I mean, drop it in the comments if you think I should be Ernesto Salazar, or just like put my nuts on the table and be like, I'm Ernesto and I'm the only one. Like, forget about Che Guevara. Let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments. This is the Broken English Podcast. This was Dipzy. You can check all of my stuff at Ernesto Beats. We're out. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Anytime, bro. I love you, man. Thank you for the pizza, by the way.
Hey.
This man knows how to bake a pizza.
All right. Big shout out, Wire Marshall.